I'm Stephen James with Panamerican. The CSS Georgia, she was locally built in 1862 with funds raised by the Ladies Gunboat Association. She cost approximately $122,000. She was underpowered. She couldn't stem the tide. She couldn't sail against them, so she spent her life anchored as a gun battery opposite Fort Jackson. We know very little about the ship itself, other than from the lithographs, the Civil War period lithographs. But anyway, we do know she looks like this, and in fact, she does so on the bottom. In 2013, we did a multi-beam survey. This is a high-resolution terrain site map. The different colors indicate basically contours, height and depth. The multi-beam showed us where cannon number 4 was. We never knew where it was at. It's a real dynamic site, one of which is the vessel traffic. And that's the reason we're doing it, is to allow bigger and better ships that can haul more to come on up.
Well, howdy everyone. Like Steve said, I'm Parker Brooks. I'm with Texas A&M and the Conservation Research Lab. I'm a graduate student there, and well, these dirty things are what I do. Fine. Right now we're focusing on the small artifact recovery. So what does that mean? That means things that they can put in a basket and we can bring up by hand. So, examples, what do we have? Well, the 2 pictures on the screen right now, we have this cap square. So what this did effectively, it set on the top of the gun carriage. This would be used to hold the cannon in place while firing. And these are some of the really cool things we see, you know. That's been underwater for 150 years. I've done minimal, if not hardly any work on that. That's just before we staged this to send it back to Texas to be clean, be conserved. As you can see, we have 2 pieces that look identical. Well, have the same shape, not identical. Those are the eyes for tackle. But those were used on the gun carriage as well. So, why does that one look so much different than that one? Well, the one on the right is made of iron. Effectively, underwater, iron doesn't like to be iron. We try to fix this. We're going to try and bring this back to life. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to x-ray it, we're going to see what the interior looks like. We're going to strip away that concretion. We're going to place it in an electrolysis bath. That's going to help us restore the metal, remove the excess concretion, get it back to original surface. Right now, we've pulled up over 1,500 artifacts in 6 months, and we're predicting quite a few more. So we're going to have quite a job ahead of us, and we're very excited to be a part of this.
The next phase, when the archaeological phase ends this week, the Navy comes in at the latter part of June. Their first focus is to recover the unexploded ordnance, or the UXO, off the site. We have approximately 68 UXO that will be recovered first before anything else is done, and that will be done by the Marines and the Navy divers. After the UXO and ordnance are recovered, then we go into the large recovery and lift phase. First, the large artifacts will come up. That's really the easy stuff, the propellers and the engines. And then we go into the casemates. Casemates are going to be tough. We're going to grapple for the railroad iron, and then we're going to clamshell the remainder of the site. All of it will be brought up onto a barge and washed through, and all the artifacts collected and once again sent to Texas A&M for conservation.
So the CSS Georgia project has 8 public outreach events or activities. The next thing to come up, though, immediately will be a Raise the Wreck public viewing day at Fort Jackson. So we invite you to stay tuned. It's probably going to be in July. We don't have the date yet. That depends on how quickly they get the unexploded ordnance out of here. And then we'll pick up part of the casemate or some other exciting part of the shipwreck for you to see. So there'll be a big festival, so stay tuned for that.